All right, so I got another reaction coming for y'all, man. And this really, I'm not gonna really be reacting to exactly what he's saying. I'm just gonna let it play in the background with no audio. And when I first seen this, man, it's like it made me think about my father watching his brother clip, man. Just listening to all the things that this brother went through because of the gang shit, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, just listening to his story, he sounded like a fucking secret agent or something. Like, you know how you watch the movies where they trying everything to kill this dude and he just will not die? That's him. No bullshit. In real life, we talking about being shot in the head like multiple times, being stabbed, like, you know what I'm saying, being shot in the you know, I think he said he got like, almost like got his leg knocked off, you know what I'm saying, by a gun, and when he was in prison. All these knife marks on his body, like the shit that he went through is like, that's crazy. And for him to still be here, that brother's spirit on another level in terms of, that brother's spirit is undying, bro. I don't know who he was in the past, but he was a warrior of some kind. But this what blew me though, you know what I'm saying? But this what made me think about my father, listening to him talk about his dad and how his brother had an issue with him because he was tarnishing the family name or whatever. But I'm like, when he first said that, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, how you gonna come at him about that when your father wasn't a father to him? That blew me. So he was a better father to you than he was to him. He wasn't raised with his father. So how can you come in here talking about something, he messed up the family name when your father wasn't there for him? We know, like, let's be honest. Just watching, like, real talk, anybody that watch Soft White Underbelly, these interviews, it's a very common thread. Poor fathers. It is what it is. Poor fathers, bad leadership amongst the men. As soon as I hear one of these people on these interviews say they either didn't have a father or their father did something to them, their father was abusing them, that shit finna go off the rails. It is what it is. And that's why it's like, okay, I can remember, I couldn't have been, I had to be like in second grade or some shit. Like, I was young, right? And I used to love to draw. I used to draw some shooting stars. I'll never forget it. I used to draw, it would be two triangles and the lines coming off the triangles. So my daddy came downstairs and he saw what I was drawing. He fucking lost it. He was just like, man, like, why the fuck you drawing that? Who taught you that? Who? I was just like, oh shit. Like, but it looked like a gang sign what I was drawing, but I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I was just drawing, you know what I'm saying? That's how I knew how to draw a star, you know what I'm saying? And he fucking lost it. And I was just like, oh shit, like I thought I was gonna get a whooping. But he ain't whoop me, he was just like, he don't wanna see me doing none of that gang stuff. Like, don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I didn't know that's what it meant, but he explained it to me and he explained why I shouldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? And I never, you know what I'm saying, after that, I never had that issue. Like, even when I got to high school, I say middle school, because they was doing some of the gang shit in middle school. Like, they were beating brothers' ass in the bathroom, jumping them into the gang and shit. And I was just like, I'm not doing that. Because I can remember being young and my father was like, hey, I'd rather, you know what I'm saying, I'd rather be a lame than get my ass beat by my father, just being honest. So, going back to that, listening to this brother's story and countless other brothers that do these interviews, my father saved me from a life of turmoil. Because you listen to these brothers talk, I think the brother name is Mark that be interviewing them. They always, he asked them, do they have any regrets? I think they be lying. To be honest with you, you can see the hurt on their face. You can see the remorse on their face. They regret their lifestyle. They regret most of the stuff that they went through. It is what it is. But I think a lot of them, I don't know, they might get disciplined for, you know what I'm saying, for saying they regret the gang stuff, you know what I'm saying? They might, you know what I'm saying, they might get in trouble for that type of stuff. I don't know. But I truly believe a lot of them do regret what they doing. Cause you can't tell, it's not a fun lifestyle. You can't tell me that it's fun because you can look at the brother body. That can't be fun when somebody's stabbing you up, shoot you in your face. You fighting all the time. You bleeding all the time. You always, you know what I'm saying, watching for your life and paranoid, looking for the cops, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I talked to my brother about this like a couple months ago, and I was just like, yeah, we might not have had like the silver spoon type of lifestyle growing up, but our father was not bullshitting when it came to like the street stuff. He was not allowing it. It was what it was. He was not allowing that shit. Now he might have did his little shit on the side. He might have did his, you know what I'm saying, his street stuff, but he was not allowing that shit from us at all. And it's like, listening to these interviews, it made me look back and reflect on the fact that I had a damn good father, bro. And it's like, it's one of them things where I feel like a lot of dudes, especially like I say when I got to high school, you know what I'm saying? According to the popular shit, I was a lame, you know what I'm saying? But I was cool with the popular kids in terms of, because I was good in football. But in terms of doing all the fun shit everybody else was doing, I wasn't on that type of time, so I was a lame. But the stuff that my father taught me when I was younger groomed me into being that. You know what I'm saying? I can say that my father stopped me from being a cat that was a follower. I can say that my father stopped me from being a cat that somebody can just tell me to do some bullshit, and because he's supposed to have more rank than me in a, you know, in a gang, I'm gonna just do what he said. I can understand my father stopped me from doing it. And that's why watching these, it make you reflect, one, on your own childhood, and two, it make you reflect, if you have children, it make you reflect on, damn, am I being a good parent? Like, am I causing trauma in my kids? Am I causing my kids to look at me a certain way so when they get older, they can look back on what I was doing to be like, okay, well, shit, it ain't that bad, because my father was A, B, and C. And that shit's scary, man, because it's like, you can see a brother like, you don't go through stuff like that and survive if you got to be somebody, bro. At the end of the day, it's something about your spirit, bro. If he had some type of guidance and leadership growing up, he would have been a totally different person, bro. It is what it is. And we like to, you know what I'm saying, we like to get into this little bag where, especially amongst black people and amongst the people that be with the single mother shit, they like to say that they can raise a child by themselves. They say that they don't need no man. Damn near all of these interviews prove that that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. One, most of the fathers that most of these people be talking about be coming from a single household. So they don't know how to raise kids. They don't know what it looked like. Then you pass on your bad behavior, causing trauma to your kids, and now they got a whole story to tell of all the bullshit they had to go through as a child, and once they got to adulthood, because they didn't know how to cope with life. That's crazy. It's scary, because it's like, at what point are men gonna start saying, I need to be a good dad, I need to be a good husband? At what point are we gonna start doing that shit? Honestly, at what point? Because I'm tired of listening to brothers have these type of interviews. He shouldn't have to go through this in his life. Just be honest. He shouldn't have to go through this. You shouldn't have to wake up and you in the trunk. You shouldn't have to have a screwdriver or a shank sticking out the back of your head and you still fighting. You shouldn't have to do it. That's not normal. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man, because I'm like, to the people that got good fathers, man, y'all you know what I'm saying, y'all gotta really tip your hat to them, man, because it's like, we be living in our own world, you know what I'm saying? We live in our own world in terms of we don't really care, we don't really think about what everybody else go through that might not have the type of upbringing that we have. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people get into that mode where they feel like their parents didn't do enough. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I came into the realization, like I say about a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, where I was like, my mom and daddy didn't know what the fuck they was doing either. You know what I'm saying? Like they going with the flow, but it was like the things that they knew that was wrong, they tried to keep us away from it, but they were still trying to learn on the fly. Like the information that I got today, my mom and daddy didn't have back then. So it's like I can't really try to hold them to the standard that I would hold myself to, because I got more information than them. I can get on the internet and pull some shit up that I don't understand. I can get on YouTube and look up, okay, how do you do this? That shit wasn't around for them when I was growing up. So they was just going off what they thought was right and wrong. Where I can do that, but I can take it a step further and get the information on how to do it the right way. And I really don't think a lot of people think like that in terms of giving their parents a little grace and mercy. I really don't. Because listening to these stories, it gets you to snap back to reality, because it's like a whole nother world. And I think that's why he named it Soft White Underbelly, because it's like, this is the shit that nobody really see. This is the shit that nobody really hear about. If you're not in that culture, it's almost like you don't even know that shit exists. Like some of the other interviews on here, you hear some of the shit be like, what world is this? Like I've never seen nothing like this shit. And that shit, it's sad, bro. It's sad. It's sad, bro. But I'm glad this brother told his story, because I feel like these are the type of story that you need to stop glamorizing this shit. Because in the black community, we try to glamorize the shit that's detrimental to us. You hearing a story like this, even if you was thinking about joining the gang, his story should deter you. Just like most of these brothers, when they say this, they say they don't have no regrets. But they'll say, I wouldn't advise the next brother to do it. If you wouldn't advise somebody to do it, that means you got regrets. It's something about it that you didn't really like. So I appreciate these brothers at least telling these stories, so the next young man who might grow up and see these videos that's dead, won't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Hey man, it be like that sometimes, man. But I can think on multiple occasions where my life changed, or the trajectory of my life changed because of something my father told me. I know for a fact, and that was one of them. When my father told me about that gang shit, like, hey, that's a no-go. We ain't doing that. Like, I damn near had to learn how to draw the stars another way. Because he was just like, he was adamant about, like, we don't do that gang shit in here. And my pops was a terrifying fucking dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't finna too tough just do what you want to in his household. You wasn't finna do that. And he wasn't like abusing us, but when he was serious, you fucking knew it, and you got somewhere and sat down. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where I feel like a lot of brothers don't have that shit though. And that's the heartbreaking part. That shit disheartening, because a lot of times that's all it take for a brother. That's all it take is for your father to put something on your head, and your life will fucking change. That's the crazy part. We don't have no fathers in the community. And these brothers they crying out for help. They going into these different scenarios. They going into these different lifestyles because they wasn't taught no better. It is what it is, man. And that's the fucked up part. That's the fucked up part. But man, I hope the brother, you know what I'm saying, stay out of trouble, man. I know at the end he said, you know what I'm saying, he gonna try to stay out of trouble. I hope the brother stay out of trouble, man, because your life worth way more than that, bro. The fact that you still here, bro, show that you got another purpose, bro. You need to be trying to find that purpose, bro, because this shit that's a book, bro. Real talk. This is a book, bro. This is a movie. This ain't normal stuff. I'm telling you, man, you might need to be like a motivational speaker. You might need to be on some going to different schools and, you know what I'm saying, explaining why not to get in gangs and all types of shit, bro. You got to tell this story, bro. You got to put this on these young men's heads, man, so they don't go down this path, man. I know you don't. I know if you can go back and change it, you would. I think you would. Man, but man, I don't know, man. Salute to you, man, for even surviving all this shit, man. Tell your story, man, and help some people behind you, man, so they don't have to do this. You got to tell your story, bro. You got to get that shit out there so they don't do this. Cause that might be the reason why you went through it and survived. Just so you can help the next man. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.